G'day guys, today we're having a look at a couple of different solar blankets. First one here is an Allspark. We've had this for a while. It's 130 watt. It has 3 panels on it. Folds up into a fairly neat package, but as you can see it is a little bit larger when folded up than the Kings one next to it. This one we've only just got. It's a bigger panel overall, although it folds up into a slightly smaller package. It's a 200 watt. Now we had these both out yesterday giving them a bit of a test, and as you'd expect the 200 watt obviously is going to provide a bit more power than the 130. That's just normal. But there are some things about the way these are presented and the way they're packaged that are a bit different. So I'm just going to go through and show you a little bit about the differences between the two panels. The Kings has got a fairly decent little pouch on the side here. It comes with a little instruction manual, tells you a bit about the panel. It has an adapter so that you can hook it on to your battery terminals. And now that can be useful if you don't have all the adapters available and you want something quickly just to hook up to your battery. And the cable that connects it is only this long, so only just pokes out of the top, and it's connected at the bottom by a fairly solid feeling lug, about the same size as the Anderson plug. So you don't have much option but to buy an external cable for this, and that's what we did. We had to buy that extra. That's a 5-meter cable that we had to pay extra for. Wasn't a great deal. I think it was about $20 extra in the package, but it doesn't come with it. Now this does come with a PWM solar regulator. These days the PWMs are really going out of fashion. They're being replaced by the MPPTs, which produce more power in general terms. But there are one or two nice little additions. All the cables come with a dust cap for the Anderson plugs, so that's just a nice little add-on. And on the cable, you have a couple of these little loops, Velcro loops. You can just wrap those around, tidies up your cable a bit. So there's a couple of nice little touches with that. Just an addition that you don't usually get with many of the cables. Now the panel itself, as you can see on the edge here, these little bits of cloth are the only thing you can use to hang it up with. Now I'll give you a look at the Allspark in a minute. Thank you, parrots. I'll give you a look at the Allspark in a minute. That's quite different. It has much better means of hanging it up and also making it a bit more secure, I guess. So a decent little carry handle, Velcro strap over the top. And as you can see, once you unfold, 6 panels and reasonable size once it's unfolded, but it all folds up very neatly. Now this is brand new to us, so not a lot of comments yet on how it performs over time, but we'll be able to let you know a little bit more about that later on when we've been using it for a couple of years or so. Now the Allspark panel, a little bit of a different setup for the Kings. So you can see we've been using this one quite a bit longer, so it's a bit on the grubby side. That's been working very well for us, no problems at all with it. And you can see, unlike the Kings panel, this one has some very nice little grommets in there. You can put the carabiner clips on those and you can use those to hang it up. Now what you can also do with that is put a padlock on there and hook it onto something like your roof rack, and you could wander away and that would be fairly secure. Not many people are going to try and cut through to take that off. It's going to probably wreck the whole thing if they do. So a little bit more secure and a little bit better to hang up, especially if you've got some of these carabiner clips, and if I remember correctly it did come with some of those. I've got a bit of traffic coming by this morning. Now the other thing we like about the Allspark, it has built-in legs. They're not all that sturdy as you can see, but just having the ability to angle the panel so that when it's set up you can get it facing the sun at a better angle. You can't do that with the Kings, there's no legs on it at all, so a little bit of a difference there. The legs just fold in, a bit of velcro on there, one leg on each panel. It won't stand up in very strong winds, of course, it's very light, it does blow down very easily, but there's nothing really much you can do to improve that with these light panels. Now the other difference, you've also got a pocket on here. This comes with 5 meters of cable, it's fused, and of course has the Anderson plug which everybody's using these days. We've been using it for well over a year now, and no problems at all with that. One of the concerns I had about this style of panel before we bought one was how well these cables are connected to the back of the panels, but it seems to be okay, it doesn't seem to be an issue with that. But the advantage there, I guess, is an extra bit of wire and the fact that it's fused, so that protects it if anything goes wrong, if you get a dead short. So to date we're pretty happy with both of the panels. The Allspark, of course, we've been using for a lot longer. We can comment on the longevity of that now. Nothing really to have an issue with as far as the quality is concerned. The stitching is all great, it's all just like it was when we bought it. Very useful to have the extra lugs to put the carabiner clips on, and as you can see, hanging that up like that is a very useful addition to the panel. You can put it virtually anywhere. You can put it across the car windscreen, of course, you can do that with both of them, but this one we can hang on to the side of the trailer or the side of the van, whatever we like. These aren't primarily for use with the coaster, although we're out with the coaster this morning. These are really for use with the 4x4, and gives us a total of 230 watts of power, which is generally enough just to keep the angle going. Although on a day like today, they would probably struggle a little bit. Very cloudy, not a lot of sunlight. But anyway, that gives you a bit of a look at these two different panels. The Kings panels are very popular because of the price, of course. They're going to be cheaper than a lot of the other gear around. And from what I can see just initially, they don't look too bad. So we'll let you know later on how that's performed over maybe the next couple of years. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you back here again soon. Cheers.